Yo, what up you guys? It's your boy the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 182. This is going to be a quick chapter, fairly quick by my standards, and the reason for it is this chapter, there wasn't a lot in terms of it. There was a lot of action on the back end. And if you've been around this channel long enough, you know that I'm going to point out a few small things and kind of play up the smaller things. This channel, while it does review manga from chapter 1, I really try to stay away from just recapping what the hell just went on. I want to give you guys stuff from a craft perspective and kind of get you guys to start thinking about these stories as you read them and as you watch them on the anime. It's more than just plot as ABC from point A to point B to finally ending at C. Just look at it a different way. So with that being said, I want to dive right into it. One of the first things that just caught my attention with this chapter is what we see in the beginning. Crocodile says we can't let Vivi and Koza meet each other. And I think that that's very important for this reason. Okay, I think that's very important for this reason right here. Simply for the fact that Crocodile knows that these two have history, and one of the things that we've seen in the Baroque Works saga or arc in One Piece, and now when you look here in the Alubarna arc, it's all about bonds, and that's the beautiful thing. Everything just, it snaps into place in this chapter. I had a feeling Oda was going this direction. I wasn't completely sure. And the first way we see it after that is Vivi's telling Karoo, like, hey, you don't have to be here. And Karoo basically looks at her like, bitch, are you crazy? I came like all the way across the fucking sea with your ass. I went and got the Duck Gang with us, and we got the DuckTales group. Like, bitch, we right here. Like, that's the type of thing Karoo's like, I'm down to ride, girl. And sure enough, when Koza and all the rest of them are kind of rushing forward, Karoo is right there by her side. When that cannonball blast goes off, Karoo's like, I'll become miso duck soup for you, right? Like, it doesn't matter. Karoo's right there with Vivi. And that bond in itself, very important. But it's also a blood bond too, because Karoo was injured and spilled blood. And I feel like this is something Oda did definitely intentionally, because Vivi's main purpose out there is to do what? Stop the revolution. What do we see? We see Koza rush right past her. Vivi does not want to have bloodshed, and yet Karoo's right there by her side. And if Karoo didn't take that shot for her, it would have been Vivi's blood, but blood's already been spilled. That's, oh, that is beautiful. That is some beautiful shit that Oda did. This was really good. I like that. And I like the scene where Koza just rushes past her, because it sets up two things. The first thing it sets up is that Koza might be beyond Vivi's reach. She might not be able to reach him. And if that's the case, I have no problem with it. But I think that they are going to reunite, because there were a couple scenes that made me think so. The first is Koza says, do you see something out there? And it's because smoke, and it looks like somebody's fucking with the atmosphere too. But I think it's mainly because of the smoke. Like, he thinks it's a mirage. He thinks he sees Vivi, rushes forward. Vivi's like, leader, Koza! Like, if she would have said, you cock juggling thunder cunt, he would have turned around and like, that's my bitch. You know, because they got into it before, right? So, you know, that's the type of shit I was expecting. Obviously, because she's a princess, she's not going to do that. And because Koza's a rebel, he's not going to be on some dapper gentleman shit. But, you know, I would have loved to see that. You know, I would have loved to see Vivi pick up her Hello Kitty gloves and Koza pick up his Power Ranger pistols, and they just kind of go at it and kiss and make up. But obviously wasn't going to be the case. But the other thing is he thinks he hears her, he thought he saw her, and those are just two things. Everything comes in threes, so it's going to be a third missed opportunity, I feel like, unless it's actually the physical interaction and where they pass each other. And if that's the case, then Oda incorporated the law of three in this. Once again, that's another craft technique. So I really like seeing that part. I really like seeing that. Another thing that I really enjoyed with this chapter is the fact that once again, the bonds come right back into play. Now, what I'm talking about when I say the bonds come back into play, when Mr. 2, Bon Kurei, shows up, I had to stop and read the panels back to back 2 times, right? Because you have Usopp telling Sanji like, hey man, we got beat the fuck up. And Eyelash is sitting there like, yeah, we got beat the fuck up. You know, he can't talk, but you can just look at him like they've been put through the ringer. And when you look at Usopp appearing before Nami isn't the same. I'm going, oh shit, one of those dudes can change appearances. Which one is it? And the first thing that gives him away is he says, that duck's almost done for. And Vivi kind of stops for a second. And you know, a woman's intuition, you can't beat that shit. That shit's like a fucking walking lie detector test. Or like what's going on in Hunter x Hunter where Kurapika is able to use his nin and tell whether or not somebody's lying. And that's the type of thing that I'm getting with Vivi, that her intuition is just that strong. And this is where the bonds come up. Now, all the Straw Hats have black, like the black ties around their arms, but Bon Clay has a white tie. And he's like, oh, well, Mr. Zero said that they have these bands around their arms. How did she know it wasn't me? It's like, motherfucker, you have the wrong color. But that's only something that, you know, being close, you'll be able to catch. That was nice. And another thing, the memories, the flashbacks, those connections. Vivi says one of the things I learned on the ship. I mean, just bonds are all over the damn place. When you go back to the king is talking about Koza and Chaka and Vivi. You can't fight, you know, like right there, bonds. Like, this is good. This is good. This was really good. I think I'm gonna make that the title of this review. This is actually going on longer than I expected it to. But this is the other thing about this. When you see just the whole fighting taking place, right? When you see the rebels and you see Chaka's men kind of going at it, it really reminds me of a history type context where you have the shot heard around the world where one of the soldiers on whichever side shot the bullet and that's how the war started. Well, in this case, it really feels like, and this is a crude example, so forgive me if you're new to this channel, then you're probably not used to this. I have a crude sense of humor, but the thing is it really reminds me of like the first time somebody had sex, right? Like I know I used the sex example probably last week, but the thing is, it's just like the guy that shot the cannon. It was like he got inside some vagina for the first time. He said, "Wow, this is really tight and really wet and really warm. Oh shit, I just nutted." Like that's the type of expression. Like he has on his face the expression. I relate to that. Like. I saw that, and that's the first thing I thought. Okay, confirmed. I'm fucked up in the head. I'm sorry. Didn't take my medication today. But the thing about this, I was joking, but the thing about this is it's done and over with. And I thought that once again, that goes back to this whole thing about bonds, because I really feel like Chaka was just hoping against hope that maybe he could be able to appeal to Koza's humanity. You know, maybe getting right there on the precipice, getting ready to cross the Rubicon, which is an expression people use because when Julius Caesar was getting ready to cross the Rubicon to go into war with Rome, he knew that if he took another step forward, that would be it. That would be it, and there'd be no turning back. And I was thinking that maybe Chaka thought that might be that opportunity. That guy just fucked it up for him. So now you have all this fighting going on, and I'm going to close it out with this, okay? What did you guys think about my whole thing, thinking this entire arc is about bonds? You know, the thing about literature, period. You know, this is a manga. You know, some of the more academic people probably say this isn't really literature. There's actually a debate going on college campuses right now of whether or not graphic novels, which manga would fall into that category, are actually literature. And the thing that a lot of people say is theme is always going to be whatever the author intends for you to take away, whatever the message the author implies. And what I've been trying to challenge you guys to do and just open your minds up is to think outside the box. Recognize what the author wants you to see, okay? But also be able to read a story or watch something and say, this is what I think the theme is. This is why I think that this is the theme. and be able to back it up with specific instances, you know, because when I look at this arc, there's just so many different ways I want to go with it, but I really feel like the overall theme of this is about bonds. You know, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button, comment, rate, subscribe, share.